Hi, this is Kadia from Crafting on the Fly, and today I'm going to show you how to make these beautiful sunflower granny squares without having to weave any ends in afterwards. So we're going to start with the yellow pattern, then this cotton, and this fence cotton 8/4. So all three of them are the thinner yarn, starting with a slip knot there, or a magic loop. Chain 2, and then just gonna do some half double crochets in that magic loop. I'm gonna do a total of 11 in there. Right there, tighten that up, and then slip stitch to start, and you're gonna catch the tail with that slip stitch right in there. Chain 1, and then go into each stitch with a regular single crochet, and also catching the end there around the loop, so this way you don't have to weave in the end of that one, because you're just going to go right over it, and then slip stitch to start and cut that off. So now you have that first one already woven in, and then you're going to weave in the second one with your next row with the yellow. So these are going to be the nice little petals for the flower. The two single crochets, and just weave both ends basically in, and then do half of a double crochet, and see, now you have this one woven in, and then again another half of a double crochet into that same stitch. You have those 3 on there, and then just go through all 3 and chain 2, and that's like one petal. And in the next one, do a half of a double crochet, another half of a double crochet, and then a third one for that cluster, and then finish off those double crochets with all the 4 strands on your hook. Again, chain 2, and that's what you're going to do all around into each stitch, so that you have a total of 12 petals in the end. And you're going to catch that brown string all the way around. So that's the end, and then just you have 12 petals, chain 2, and slip stitch to start. And then also just tie that one round off. And that's a nice little flower, and you can see in the back you can tighten up that string here just to see like a little bit too much, and then loosen it up again. And now you can just cut these ends since you wove them in by just going over them. And this one as well. And that first a little bit of the yellow one from doubling them up in the beginning. So now we just have to make that little flower into a granny square using that nice light blue. You can also do white, which is really nice. And now we're going to catch the end or the tail of this yellow by also just going over it. So again, going in there, leaving a longer tail so that you can just double them up using both strands there for 2 just chains, and then doing a double crochet, and there this end can be cut off. Let's just do it right now. And then another double crochet, and that's the start of one of your corners. and then just laying that yellow down and going into those another the next 2 chain space with a half double crochet. 3 of those. That's going to be the clusters on the sides. And onto the next chain, 3 half double crochets. So you have 2 of those, and then we're going to go to the next one, which will be a corner. So this one will have a cluster of 3 double crochets. Three of those, then chain 2 and another 3 double crochets, and that's gonna make it be the corner on that side. Right here. And then moving on, again the next 2 chain spaces will have 3 half double crochets in there. Three, and then onto the next space. And then again into the next one will be the corner with the 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets. And then with that you basically have woven in the end of the yellow petals as well. Right there. And then just keep around with the clusters and another corner right here. So that's your 4 corners. Now you can see in the back you just have this little end here. Again, tighten it up and like that. And then just cutting off the end there. So it's just 2 more spaces with the half double crochets, cluster of 3. And then back into that first space to do the rest of that corner with 3 half double crochets there, then chain 2 and slip stitch to start. And then if you want, you can use that already as your granny square. It's a nice small one, but I like to add another row to it. So chain 2 and go back into that space there, that chain 2 space beforehand, with 2 half double crochets, because now you're just going to do half double crochets all around. Or if you want it looser, a little bigger, you can also do just double crochets all around. Then it's going to be a little bit bigger. So just the clusters of the 3 half double crochets in those spaces between those clusters from the previous round, and then in the corners, instead of doing the half double crochets like before, also doing just the double crochets before, like now also doing just the half double crochets in the corner with chain 2 and then another 3 half double crochets. So it's basically all half double crochets all around for this last round. And once you're all around, just again in that first beginning space, also 3 half double crochets, chain 2 and slip stitch to start. And then you're done can cut it, and this is your beautiful Granny Squares square. There's nothing to weave in the end there in the back, so it's all set to go.